today. Are you tired of living with stained and worn-out carpeting? Does the den look like bears spent the winter with you? Spring is here, and so is Empire Today's half off your project sale, starting now, but only for a limited time. Save 50% on a huge selection of carpet, hardwood, and laminate, standard padding and materials, and basic installation. Call the Empire Today half off your project sale hotline now.
1-855-385-0681.
Empire Today's free in-home estimates are easy and smart. Choose from high-quality flooring in the rooms where you'll use them, with your lighting, so you can see the color best. We'll do the measuring. You do the selecting and saving. But first, you must do the calling. Everyone loves the half off your project sale. Even bears. Call the Empire Today special hotline
1-855-385-0681. 1-855-385-0681.
Empire Today. Select styles. Details at EmpireToday.com.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Commanding Your Life. This is your host, Beverly Jones, and I am an author, speaker, certified seminar leader, and practitioner for the Silver Method, the Prime Directive, and other techniques. On this show, you will hear about how to expand your world of thought. I and my guests explore the world of positive thinking, the law of attraction, and consciousness from many points of view. It is my intention to share with you information that will enlighten and empower you in your life. I am here to encourage you to think in the positive and show that miracles can happen. I truly believe you have been given the power of the word and thought to create the life that you desire. Please be aware that the opinions expressed on this show are mine and my guests. They are not associated with any organization. This show is an open forum for growth. This show is a safe haven for discussions. You are invited to call in at 347-838-8437 when we are on air to discuss your opinion or to ask questions. So that number again is 347-838-8437. If you listen to the recording, email me any requests or any questions. And that address is Beverly, 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 at commandingyourlife.com. Also, feel free to make comments on this site. They are always appreciated. So welcome and thank you for spending time listening to this program. So now let's start our discussion. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. It is a fantastic Monday morning, and I am so grateful that you have decided to join me here. Today's discussion is one that I've been wanting to do and leading up to for quite some time. But let me go and do a little bit of review. In the episode from December the 29th, I talked about judging and using your imagination. And to review, I quoted from Neville Goddard. And if what he said is now, if I move from that I am into what I would like to be, you will still be my friend. So in my imagination, I let you see me as you would have to see me if things were as I want them to be, and there I remain.
I can't be double-minded and let you see me in my former state, and in other words, in the state that I am like right now and not where I want to be, all right? So he goes on to say, but must persist in my new state until it becomes natural and outpictures the world in itself in my true world. This is true of everything you do. I don't care what it is. If you want to be known, you will be, regardless of the fact that you start with your assumption with nothing to support your claim. Simply dare to assume that you are, for your assumptions, although denied by your senses, if persistent in, will become externalized facts in your life. So basically, Neville was saying, fake it until you make it, right? Become that person you want to be mentally, emotionally. See yourself in that spot. See yourself doing that. 3 fundamental things that you must do to create your life. And all of them are in keeping in using your imagination, using your thought process, and making and helping yourself to believe that you are able to create and be the person that you want to be. So those 3 fundamentals of creating the life you want versus just existing or letting life create you is referred to as, last week was self-observation, your definition of purpose or aim of who you want to be, and detachment from the old life, detachment from the old way. So looking at those and looking at your imaginal life, it's hard for us to think of where we want to be. So if you're at the beginning of your career and you want to be at the top of your game, if you are a golfer and you want to golf at par, or you want to have an average below par, you have to believe that you can do it and that you can get there. If you want to be a doctor, you know that there are things that you have to do, and you have to believe that you will be able to get through that training and do everything possible. If there's a certain physician or certain researcher that you want to work with, you have to believe that there is a way that you're going to get to that person and work with that person or someone even better. Because if your belief system says that you cannot do it, that that's impossible, that I cannot possibly see myself walking in those shoes, guess what? You don't get there. Because everything in your actions will make sure that you don't get there. I've talked many times about how your subconscious mind makes the decision for you before you even open your mouth. The beliefs that you have that I'm not good enough, that nobody will find me, I need to be better than this before I can put myself out in the world. I just experienced 3 days of awesome training in San Francisco, and I met many wonderful people who have a lot to tell you and a lot to train you. And I've invited many of them to be on this show to share with you the information. But many of them were feeling as though no one will listen to me. I have a lot to share, and the people who work with me change their lives so rapidly that I don't know how to get to people. I don't know how to talk to them. I don't know a path. And so their beliefs and their insides was burning with desire to find a way, just like I am. And So we all wound up in the same place because the universe has a way. God has a way of getting us where we need to be so that we can become that person that we went inside, that we want to be inside, and that person that we imagine ourselves to be. So many of our children are having difficulty because their lives around them, all they see is strife and struggle, and it's hard, and you've got to be super special and be discovered in order for you to go be this person. I can't go to college. I don't have money. But there's people who've gone to college that didn't have a dime. They finished college and they became the person they wanted to do because they believed in themselves, and they had support systems, even if it was outside of their family, that supported them. So the law of success involves just two things. You, that's number one, you, and what and how you think. So maybe that's three. All right? You, what you think, and how you think. You are now, at this moment, just what and only what you desire to be. That's John K. Williams in his book about the subconscious mind. You are now just what and only what you desire to be. By every thought and every feeling growing out of your mind, you have built the house in which you now live. And I'm looking at this as not the physical house, not your apartment, not your trailer, not the back of your car. The house is your mind, right? And your mind and the way you live right now is a reflection of everything that you think about. So by every thought and every feeling growing out of your mind, you have built the house in which you now live, whether that house is large or small, rich or poor. Whether you are successful or crushed down by failure, you and you alone are responsible. I'm sorry, your mom's not responsible. Your dad's not responsible. Your wife, your husband, your brother, your sister, your best friends, they're not responsible, because every day you get to make a decision on how you want to live your life. Every day you get to choose whether you're going to do one thing more, one additional step, one additional thing that will take you to your success that you want to do. I'm a taskmaster. I am literal. I am a person who, I look at you, and I've told you this many times, I look at you and I see God. I see the power and presence of God within you, and therefore you have the power to change your life if you want to. We've seen many stories, and we've heard many people, and we've got people that we can look at and see, and that is, I think of Tyler Perry and the creator of Medea, and the creator of, I believe it is, The Have and the Have-Nots, that's on TV. And he told the story, and he talked to people who are putting him down for the amount of money he has now and the lifestyle he has, and to give up some of that, share some of that wealth. And he said, you know, I was where you were, but you just don't know that. I lived out of the back of my car. And I'm paraphrasing now, by the way, I put on plays and nobody showed up, but I still persevered, and I continued until little by little people started discovering or finding my place, or I talked to enough people, I saw enough people, I believed in myself, I rewrote the plays, I did what I needed to do in order to be discovered. I had to take and find the money to put on the plays myself because people didn't believe in me, but I found people who believed in me. I'm not an overnight success, even though you think so. The movie about, what is it, Happiness, the one that Will Smith was in, and the guy became a stockbroker. And he lived out of his car. They lived in the subway. And he showered in gyms or different places, and he made it as a stockbroker because he wanted to, even though he was a black man in a white person's world, because he was determined. He was teased. He was looked at. So you want to find the idea that you have the strength to be the person that you want to be. Well, how do you do that? And how does this thing called the Prime Directive help you do that? Well, during my Commanding Your Life group meetings, and those are designed to help support and give in-depth learning, I ask a lot of questions. I ask what works, what helps, what has been your experience as we do the things that we do. I also experiment on myself. And I've told you many times, I have a scientific mind. I have an analytical brain. And therefore, I don't take things just at face value. So we developed a technique, one similar to one we were doing, but we felt it worked for us. You know, I do many techniques, and I teach you those because not everyone learns the same way, and not one single thing in most people's lives will work for them. But this, the Prime Directive, it helped change many things and help people make some instantaneous changes. And so that's what the group decided to call it, the Prime Directive. Well, you know, the Prime Directive, many of you are like me and are Star Trekkies and love Star Trek. And in Star Trek, there is a thing called the Prime Directive. And what it is the guiding principle of the United States Federation of Planets, okay? And what it said basically was that they would not interfere with the social development of any planet that was not on the same level as they were. So what the Prime Directive for us, and that I'm just going to discuss, is designed to interfere with your development by accessing your subconscious mind for your highest and best good. And I know many people go, the subconscious, they tell me this exists, and they tell me it drives me, and it does. Your heart is beating because your subconscious mind is at work. You're breathing without thinking about it because your subconscious mind is at work. You are feeling, you are tasting, you are doing all the things normally within this robot of your body because of your subconscious mind. And some of you are going to say, oh, it's the parasympathetic nervous system and that, but it's your subconscious mind. It's part of that system. It really commands your life. So how would you like it if you were able to tell your subconscious mind, go do this, right? And go do it now. Do it now. I need this answer right now. And I've played with it and I've done it, and the answer has come in a couple of minutes. So I'm going to give you an example. I was in a store, and I was talking to the owner. We were having a really good conversation. I said, well, you know, I saw these stones. I bought these stones when I was on a Caribbean cruise, and I was traveling, but I can't. It's one of those places in the Caribbean. I can't remember it, and I'm trying to. They said Jamaica. I said no, Belize, no, Cozumel, no. I didn't, and then finally I stopped. I used the Prime Directive. Within 2 sentences of my telling them, I'll have the answer in a moment. Let's go on and look at these settings. And then it came that quick. NASA. I had bought the stones in NASA. Now, some of you said, well, it would have come anyway. Well, remember, you do things like, I wish I could remember the name of that radio show. Or I wish, you know, that talk show host from the 70s that had, you know, the gray hair and blah, 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 or whatever. Or, you know, the actor that played in so-and-so, and you can't remember it, but you know that name. Or you know where you left your keys, right? But it's not showing up. And most of the time what we wind up saying is, you know, it'll come to me later in the evening while I'm doing something else, or I'm driving on the road, or I'm distracted. And 2 or 3 hours later you go, let me text so-and-so and tell them what that is. Well, I got tired of that. And I said, you know, if you can give it to me in 2 or 3 hours, why can't you give it to me right now? Why can't you tell me the name of that talk show host I'm trying to remember? And I used the command and went on with the conversation, and within 30 seconds, I had the answer. It was Phil Donahue that time. How would you like to do that? How would you like to take tests better? How would you like to be able to go take an exam and remember the information now, not when you walk out of the room? How would you like to stop being nervous when you need to ask for something or give a presentation or do those kinds of things, because you knew that all you have to do is stop, take a breath, and mentally do a Prime Directive to your subconscious to bring that information out of that amazing thing called your brain, that computer that has indexes in it that will get you the information you need. How would you like to find out answers to questions and tell it, I want that answer within 48 hours. Give it to me. I did that recently, too. See, I don't tell you about things that I think will work. Who would I be to tell you that I think it works, but it doesn't work for me? I wouldn't stand in integrity with you when I do that. So the Prime Directive is really a good statement, a command that turns your conscious mind off, because you say, I don't need to know this. I know my conscious mind can't tell me who that talk show host is right now. I know that my conscious mind is not finding that information for me to answer this question on my test. But I need my subconscious mind to go to work. So your attitude changes. You become powerful, very powerful, when you do this. So what is that? What is this thing called the Prime Directive that helps you remember your personal design for success? This is a technique that my clients, my coaching clients, and people in my classes are going, wow. And they tell me over and over again, let me tell you how I use this. Let me tell you what happened. Remember, Neville Goddard said, the law stated succinctly is this: imagining creates reality. frequently assume that the feeling of your wish is fulfilled. And so this command says, my wish is fulfilled, go do it. Well, basically, I'm going to tell you, as with all the other techniques and many of the techniques that I teach you, you need to be in a very calm state. You need to have relaxed your mind and be able to close your eyes and issue the command in a very relaxed state. So if you're doing your meditation twice a day, in the morning when you get up, at night before you go to sleep, and if possible, in the middle of the afternoon, you have trained your mind and trained your brain to relax into the alpha or the theta state. And we already know that the idea is that as you close your eyes and you roll your eyes up either at a 20-degree angle or looking out at the top of your head, your brain waves will slow and relax. And you'll be able to talk to your subconscious mind directly. And you say, I command. I command. I command you to give me the name of that talk show host from the 70s that I have in mind. I command that I know how to create an article for a magazine today. I command that I come up with a good topic for next week's show that is useful for my listening audience. So basically, I command that I know, and whatever it is, I command that you show me. And after the show goes off the air officially, I'm going to continue and I'm going to do a meditation. So if you're listening to this in the recording phase, we'll go right straight through to that meditation to show you how to do that. So I command that I know how to create the life that I desire easily, effortlessly, and it is so. You can use this to test, but you have to believe. Remember, as you have believed, let it be done to you. You have to believe when you talk to your subconscious mind that your subconscious mind is going to answer you. So yes, you can do a test. So you're in the middle of something, you can't remember it, test it and say, I need that answer now. You know, if in the beginning you say within the next 5 minutes, I need that answer, and get the answer for that. The Prime Directive allows you to take power, to use your imagination. So after you do the command, you visualize getting the answer. You visualize getting what you have commanded for in your life. And you go, I can't do that. But you have the power. Many of you know and believe that God gave you the power. Higher intelligence gave you the power. Higher intelligence says, let us make man in our image, not physical image, but the power that we have to speak and have it happen. We are just so used to getting things instantaneously. I am on a journey, and each time something occurs and I ask for it and it shows up, I am just so elated and thankful. Just like I talked about this program that I went to this last weekend. And for those of you who have a business that you are struggling in, and you are a light worker or a chiropractor or like me, a hypnotist or a person who is helping people, I can gift you with a scholarship to this 3-day program. Send me an email and tell me about who you are and what you do. And I'm going to tell you, Jesse and Charla will light your fire and show you how you can come to the world in your own power, in your natural, unique way. So command that you get what you need, and command that your life is as beautiful as it can be. So if you're in a location where you can close your eyes, then do so. Otherwise, if you're driving or operating machinery, either pull over and stop or disengage from the machinery before listening to this part of the show. I'm going to take you through this short meditation that is going to be, really short. But join me in one of my seminars and you'll learn the entire process. So relax your neck and your shoulders. Take a deep breath. Relax your chest and your back and your abdomen and hips and thighs, your calves, your ankles, your feet. Your whole body is relaxed and in a very deep state of relaxation. There is absolutely nothing for you to do except relax and listen to my voice. In whatever manner relaxation feels good to you, this is right. I want you to relax. Even though you may not feel it right now, you are creating new mental pathways in your brain. Anytime you want to come to this state, just relax. And just say the word relax 3 times. Relax. Relax. Ooh, relax. Ooh, relax. And you will return to this state easily and effortlessly. Relax. Untense your shoulders, untense your face, unclench your teeth. Relax your eyes, your body. Release the tension all over your body. You feel the tension, relax it. Tell it to relax. Feel yourself in that greatest place that you like to relax, where you are at your best and you are so relaxed. Now I want you to repeat after me. Quietly, silently, after you've rolled your eyes up. As they're looking out at the top of your head and in the state of theta, I command that I know how to create the life that I desire. I command that I know how to create the life I desire easily and effortlessly, and it is so. I command that I am shown in the next 48 hours a limiting belief in such a way that I know that it is in answer to this command, and it is so. Let me repeat that. I command that I am shown in the next 48 hours a limiting belief that is holding me back, and it is shown in such a way that I know that it is in answer to this command, and it is so. Imagine a scene in which you would like to experience when you have your ultimate dream. Imagine that scene, and you are happy, and you have your ultimate dream, and you are doing what you love and desire. Whether that's having the love of your life, the job of your dreams, living in the house that you want, recognize that. Feel that you are already there. Imagining a smile on your face when you go, oh, that's the limiting belief. That's the belief that's holding me back. Wow. What do I want instead? Face that belief when it comes up and change it to what you want instead. Now say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It is done and it is so. In preparing for a life built on your imaginal acts, you must learn to concentrate, as you did, as you concentrated on the commands. But now I want you to silently repeat after me. Every day, in every way, I am better, better, and better. Negative thoughts and words have no power over me at any level of mind. Relaxing is so beneficial. As you notice the place in your body where you feel most relaxed, you realize that the feeling has moved throughout your body, and relaxing is wonderful. Take a deep breath. And we're going to come out of this state that you're going to remain relaxed the rest of the day or the night. If you're listening to this at night, you will have a wonderful, wonderful night's sleep. If you're listening this in the day, early in your day, you are going to have a wonderful, magnificent, relaxing day. I'm going to count from 1 to 5, and at the count of 5, you will be wide awake, feeling rested. And if you're going to sleep, you just go right to sleep from here. But those of you who are continuing, 1, 2, coming out slowly now, 3, 4, 5. You are wide awake, feeling fine, feeling better than before. All right, perfect. All right, so in the next 48 hours, I want you to think about and just know that whatever limiting belief that's buried down there, and that's just one of them, but one that is really deep that you didn't know you had, is going to show up. It's going to show up in some way. It may show up in an anger. It may show up in somebody tapping your button, or it may show up in you saying, I don't believe, oops, that's a belief, a limiting belief, or somebody's going to point it out to you. Do you really believe that? Is that why you don't do so-and-so? Think about it. How can you use directed medication to help you with your imaginal acts? By relaxing your mind, you learn to focus on the things that you desire and how you may. No, let me say that, will achieve them. So you can attend classes with me so I can teach you how to do that. You can take a self-study course. In the silver classes, in my Prime Directive classes, in my Mana Manifesting class, you'll learn to instantly relax and to help mitigate the circumstances in your life. Contact me at Beverly at Commanding Your Life, or go to commandingyourlife.com and go throughout the site. Send me and hit the contact me button and send me a message. Click on the silver link and go to the silver site to learn about the silver method and receive a free Silver Ultra Mind ESP mini course that will start you on your way. Don't forget, if you got suggestions or questions, send me an email at Beverly at commandingyourlife.com. I really, honestly, let me tell you, appreciate the time that you spend with me each and every week. And I just want to remind you, Matthew 9:29 has said, as you have believed, let it be done to you. And it is so.